Welcome to Soul, a weekly entertainment show on fashion, arts and culture, food, relationships, and mental health. Our weekly co-hosts are Dr. Delvena Thomas, Imani Warren, and Chef Irie. Now introducing our host, Miss Niki Gelin.
Hey, y'all. As Nikki says, you only live once, and I believe we do only live once, so make the best of your life. So welcome to another episode of MIA Magazine Presents. So I am your host. I'm Nikki G. Nikki says YOLO. And tonight is brought to you all by Florida Lottery and Duke and Dame Whiskey. And also the FAMU Medical Marijuana Education and Research Institute. Get credible information and engage in a safe space to learn and talk about cannabis. Educate, learn, and talk about cannabis right here within South Florida. Also, we are doing a giveaway with Duke and Dame Whiskey. Y'all, I've had their whiskey. It's really good. And then it's a caramel salted flavored whiskey. So no chaser needed, just some ice. All you got to do is mention or just comment a South Florida Black-owned restaurant within Monroe, Dade, Broward, and the Palm Beaches for your chance to win a Duke and Dame whiskey bottle. Now, also, Legacy Magazine, y'all, they're always recognizing our Black professionals within South Florida. And on Wednesday, November 9th, we are honoring our South Florida's top Black healthcare professionals at the Demesman and Dover Law Firm in Fort Lauderdale on Wednesday, November 9th. So visit MIA Media Group. That is MIAmediagrp.com. Again, that is MIAmediagrp.com for more info on tickets and the date and the location. Now, I want to say about 2 episodes ago, Chef Irie and we were talking about Miami Broward Carnival, and we were talking about the bands we were going to actually participate in and our collaboration with the carnival. So let's go ahead and show that clip of Chef and I about 2 episodes ago. So we're talking about.
Are you playing mass too?
I'm doing Saturday Juve.
Oh, you're just doing Juve. Okay, girl. You better be ready, girl.
You're doing Juve too, right? You're doing Juve too.
Yes, I'm playing with Dirty Rebels.
And I'm a Mascot International.
Yeah, so we're going to be dirty. Yes. We're going to be stink. We're going to be dirty. Everything. We're going to mash up the place. Mash up the place.
All right, Chef. Oh my gosh, were we dirty? That was my first time doing Juve, and all I can say is there's so much paint and powder, and it was a hot mess. So yes, me get dirty. So here is myself and Chef. We had a good time participating in Juve this year. Again, I was with Mascot Internationals. He was with the oh my God, what did he say? The Dirty Rebels is what he said. So it was a great experience, and y'all look out for Miami Broward Carnival in 2023. Now here is a recap. The next day on Sunday. So we did Juve on Saturday. Now here is Sunday's recap.
For the local businesses right here in Miami.
MIA, Y'all, it was such a great experience for me. And I want to shout out the concert artists that actually performed. So big shout out to Jay Perry, Menace, Claudette Peters, Nadia Patson, Pete Prez, Patrice Roberts, Drink Water and Mind My Business, Abby Pierre Lewis, and Rhea Black. So y'all, I had such a great time. If you missed out, you got to be there for 2023. All right. So we have a really great show for you all tonight. We have 2 guests. So our guest tonight, we're going to be talking about the iGen Film Festival. So it kicks off this Friday, and it's a reel-to-reel youth day. And it also encourages the next generation of actors and filmmakers. And I'm going to be speaking to the founder, Elijah Wells, and also one of the panelists, Miss Charity Joy. So the festival kicks off this Friday at the Lyric Theater in Overtown, and also our second guest. Now, this is really, really, really important. So it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month and also Domestic Violence Awareness Month as well. So I'm going to be having a candid conversation with Niki Story. She is a survivor of both. So keep it locked and stay tuned. Now, on to my first co-host. She is our board-certified psychiatrist and also the founder of the Brain Love podcast. So we have, I believe, a picture tonight, but she wanted me to let y'all know that she is showcasing Reiki really soon. So she'll be talking about on next week's show, Reiki. So Reiki is a very effective way to manage stress, anxiety, some sadness, and pain. So here she is pictured with Reiki Master Simone. So again, Dr. Alma, also known as Dr. Delvena, will be talking about Reiki and the benefits and the impact on next week's show. So make sure you lock in and you keep it tuned on our show for next week. Okay. Now on to my next co-host. He is my mom would say celebrity. My mom, she always says celebrity, but celebrity. Chef Irie. He is a NFL and NBA private chef. He's also the host on Taste of the Islands. So, Chef Irie, what are we talking about tonight?
What's going on, baby?
Chef?
I had to put on a scarf for you, darling. I mean, it's not scarf weather.
Why? It's not even that cold.
Huh?
What? I said it's not even that cold.
No, girl, you don't have to wear a scarf. It doesn't have to be cold for you to wear a scarf. If I ever figure out how to do this properly. But yeah, one day, But sometimes it's just a fashion statement, darling. It's just a fashion statement.
Are you fashionable?
Yeah, look here, I'm trying to be like you, girl. Represent, girl. I'm just saying, hey, look, we were both representing during Carnival in different costumes.
We were.
Yeah, so I saw you were talking about Carnival, and so you know what? I said I'm gonna follow suit, and we just have ourselves a little titty talk. And of course, yes, I had an amazing time, at Carnival, and of course, one of the big things about Carnival representation is food, right? Food is always the big part of Carnival, and so let's go, just into what happens during not just the mass carnival, but Juve. So everybody seems to think that everybody just run up and down, drinking and not eating. Well, I'm here to tell you that every band that is there, they provide foods, food samples, I guess, if you would, for their Juve people and the revelers. So depending on how early you go, especially Juve, you will get whether tickets for food, and that's often provided to you on the food truck. So if you get at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you didn't eat, I guarantee you're gonna be using up your snack tickets, before the trucks actually leave. So I recommend that if you're going to Juve, is to make sure you grab you some coffee or whatever. You grab your light breakfast, something that gets you going, and then when you get to Juve, you're gonna get a little breakfast ticket. And so here's some of the choices that you will get when you're participating in Juve. So most of the we are from the Caribbean. Juve here is represented heavily by Trinidadians and of course other Caribbean nationals.
Yeah.
So a lot of the food is representative of our Trinidadian brothers and sisters. So aloo pie, doubles. Sawfish and bake. Or is it bacon sawfish? Bacon sawfish, right? Pilau. So usually you're gonna get you some chicken pilau. Because that's it's economical to make rice stretches. I've seen you get some pasta, and other barns might provide you with different types of sandwiches. But of course and snacks you may get some pulori, which is the chickpea flour balls. Yeah, made from chickpea flour, and made into a dough and fried. They're nice, they're light, they're fluffy, they're airy. You get some nice tamarind sauce to go with that. Yes, it is delicious. But of course, sometimes this doesn't hold you over. Because by the time 12 o'clock comes, because you have to be you're not coming out to the park until about 3-4 o'clock. So if you've already exhausted your snack offerings by say 12, so you're on empty now, and you're fueling up with just liquor.
Tell me about it. That was me.
Okay. Yes, so liquor is a food choice. Liquor is a food group. So when you're there for Juve and Mass, so the same thing applies for Mass Carnival. When you go, you're in your pretty feathers and all that good stuff. The bands do provide meal, but I think if memory serves me right, the bands on Mass Day, they provide a heartier meal for the revelers, because they're out there. They can be out there for a very long time. They gotta show up early to make sure that they find their bands. And depending on where your band is, what number, you'll be out there for quite a long time. So they don't want you passing out, as you're doing the thing, the trip, until you cross over stage. So the food, for Juve, for Mass, it's always simple, but it's always going to be representing the Caribbean. And of course, when you leave, all these fests, especially some of the inclusive fests, they have people that cater, and so like the breakfast fests. Some of those can be nice. The food offerings can be nice. But wherever you go around Carnival time, expect to have an indulgence of Caribbean flavors in your mouth, in your plate, on the run, on the go. So that's one of the biggest. Corn soup. You're gonna find some place making corn soup, and then if it's not Trinidadian, definitely Jamaican. Some jerk gonna be up in there someplace on the grill, jerk chicken. All those food trucks that were out there, whether at the park or elsewhere, they were providing Caribbean, flavor in all kinds. So I'm sure a lot of people were able to indulge, fill their belly, based on how much you want to spend. Because Nikki, when it comes to fares and all that good stuff, the price doubles.
Yes, it definitely does double.
Yes, the price doubles. Right. Yes. So, you come, make sure you come to spend some money and enjoy food. But all carnivals, whether it's a Soca Carnival, and Jerk Festival is coming up soon.
Yeah, are you participating? Are you going to be cooking? Like, what's going on?
I will be cooking, but I will be there. So Jerk Festival, November 13th, Sunday, November 13th, at the Miramar Park.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So I'll be there under the culinary tent. So that's we'll talk more about that. The week or the couple weeks or so prior to Jerk Festival. But it's right around the corner. November starts Monday. So hey, I don't know, babe.
Yes, we're already in November.
Woo! October is almost done. What are you talking about?
Are you gonna dress up for Halloween? Do you have a costume ready?
I don't know. Yeah, Halloween this weekend, and and one more thing when it comes to Carnival, Tobago has launched their first carnival, and it's taking place this weekend. So on the schedule of carnivals, Miami used to be the end carnival for the year. Now Tobago is going to be the last carnival, well, based on the date that they've started. So their carnival will start this weekend. It's for 3 days. I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or something like that. and it'll be for this weekend. So that's going on.
But Trinidad and Tobago, they're one.
Trinidad and Tobago are one. So next year when Trinidad has their carnival, everybody's gonna come over from Tobago and all over the world to be at Trinidad's carnival. So basically, they don't say Trinidad and Tobago's carnival. They don't say Trinidad's carnival.
Trinidad, because I automatically think of Tobago when they say Trinidad.
Right. You do. But for the most part, ain't nobody talk about Trinidad and Tobago carnival. They don't say carnival in Trinidad.
We already assumed that Tobago is included. So are you saying that Tobago's not going to have their own carnival?
Yes, Tobago, the island, the small island itself will be having their own carnival, and it is this weekend.
Wow. Well, thank you for that. Because also, Antigua and Barbuda, they're kind of connected, but they have the carnival together. So I'm really surprised that Trinidad and Tobago would split their carnivals and
I think it's more of the people on the island more than just the whole republic. I think there's like, hey, we just want to do our own thing, even though it's the same. I think it's the same government. I think it's more the people that want to have smaller carnival on the island of Tobago. Tobago in that.
Okay, well, that's fine. Maybe the airfare is cheaper and the hotel is cheaper around that time. Okay, well, thanks.
Like right now, could be possibly.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure it's going to be more cost effective. I shouldn't say
that next year. Yes,
for Tobago
definitely.
All right, I'll put it on my calendar for next year in November for Tobago Carnival, which will substitute the Trinidadian Carnival.
Wait, are you planning on doing a carnival outside the U.S. next year?
It's on my radar.
Ooh, where we going, girl? Where we going? I want to go.
Stay tuned.
They're gonna get all bad outside the United States, girl.
We'll talk offline.
My friend them is crocodile. My friend them is crocodile.
All right, come off the screen now. All right, so we're done?
Yeah, well, we're done, man. We're done. Yeah, so make sure everybody go have a food and fire experience the rest of this week, and stay blessed.
Yeah, stay blessed. We'll see you next week.
All right.
And now on to our arts and culture expert. She is so deep and so involved in the enrichment of Black and Brown art. So welcoming Imani Latifa, what are we talking about tonight? Oh, wait, we don't have Imani. Yo, my bad. That's so my bad. We do not have Imani on tonight. So let's go right into our guest for tonight. So our first guest for tonight, he is the president and founder of the iGen Film Festival and the Reels to Real Youth. So the point of the festival, it's to empower and to enrich young actors and filmmakers within the industry. And also we'll be talking to Miss Charity Joy. She's also one of the Next Generation panel hosts. So Elijah and Miss Charity, thank you so much for being our guest tonight. How is your Hump Wednesday?
What it is, what it is.
What it is, what it is. All right, how's it going? How's your Wednesday going?
I am doing really well. I got to go to a field trip today. We went to the Natural History Museum. It was really fun, and we came back, and then I left early. So, yay! But yeah, I had a great day today.
See, my Wednesday wasn't that cool. I remember going to field trips too. I just had a lot of work to do. Had the film festival coming tomorrow, so it's a lot of film festival things, but still a good day though.
Yeah. I'm sure you both are so busy preparing for this weekend. I can understand that you're prepping logistically, getting everybody flown in or who's local, trying to get all that stuff cleared away. So I totally understand. And also the weather is so perfect. Like the weather,
it's funny.
Okay.
Usually around the festival time it gets kind of crazy.
Right. Yes. No, but it's a good kind of crazy with our weather around this time of year. Okay. Yeah. So Elijah, let's get right into it. So tell us about the iGen Film Festival. Like what's the why the iGen Film Festival?
Yes, it's really simple, but I do love to tell people why iGen Film Festival. Really is simple. Just to Charity Joy and so many other artists that we had, coming to the festival is a statement and is a representation of that. I started this film festival to give, the youth a platform to show their work, show their voice, and to feel safe, because when I was growing up, Charity's age, a little bit younger, I used to go to a lot of film festivals. I can talk the talk, I can walk the walk, I can hold conversations with anybody about film. But then when it came to after the fact, or get in contact with people, or just making it feel more catered to me as a youth, I didn't feel that. So creating this film festival catered just to the youth, so where they can have a voice, have a platform to show their work, and also have people their age with the same vision. Because once you put people at the same age that can have the same struggles, have the same ideas in life, it just makes things so much better. So it's simple, just to give the youth a voice.
Well, let me ask really quick, like, how old were you when you first started in this industry?
So when I tell people this, they're like, what? I'm 25 now. Yeah. But I started, honestly, when I was 7 years old. I had that passion at 7, 8 years old to actually wanting to do something. Like, see, it's the same reaction. Like, wait, what? Whoa. but it's true. When I think, watching especially Spike Lee films, he was one of those, directors that looked like me, and having somewhat the same upbringing, in the inner city, and then having a mom and dad and certain things like that. So I saw myself in Spike Lee, at least coming up into the industry. And then as I got older, you have so many more directors, Tyler Perry, Tim Story, and so many other plethora. So it started at a really young age, so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's so great because like a lot of festivals nowadays, it's really catered towards adults.
Yes.
So as far as iGen, it's mainly targeted to children and teenagers.
Yep.
And that's such I'm like, wow, that's such a great concept. And for me personally, it's something I would have never like thought of, to think about like the children to them forming and grooming into that adult form of type of a role within the film industry. So thank you for seeing that. And the crazy thing is, I recently interviewed Logan Browning, and I moderated a panel, and we literally spoke about like when she first started at like 14, 15, to where she is right now. So Logan Browning, she's like the lead in Dear White People that streams on Netflix. So, but we never think about like the pre-time, or like the prior
to
grooming
the
that
yes.
Adult, never think about. We only see them in their adult life, but never like prior to that, But you do have like some in the past, you did have some like panelists that on Nickelodeon and maybe Disney and so forth. So I think that's really a great like a really great differentiating factor as far as the festival. So which leads me into my next question. So Alan Gay, she's from Grey's Anatomy and also Nickelodeon's new show, This Planet. She's also the 2022 brand ambassador. So how are the brand ambassadors chosen, and what's their role?
Yeah, so it's a lot of head scratching, I will say that. Because one thing I want people to realize is that these young kids out here are doing so great things and so many wonderful things at such a young age that a lot of people see it and are like, what? Should you be doing that? Or it's like, no, they should be doing it, and they're doing it at a high level. So yes, we have a plethora of kids that are doing so many things. And really what we want to do is to find kids that are in the industry that are doing it at a high level, also that are giving back to their community, or at least have an idea of a statement of where they come from. Because a lot of people in this industry, they leave their town and then they never come back, or never try to uplift somebody else or do anything else. And that's another reason why I did iGen in my community Overtown. I could have did it anywhere else. I could have went out of Florida, to LA, New York, or whatever. But I was like, nah, let me do it in my hood, in my community, and bring the kids up that I grew up with and that their parents grew up with in the same realm. So Yeah, so it's just categorizing through a lot of kids, understanding where they're at in their industry at a high level, and also where they, fit into their community and things they're doing. So
I love it. I love it so much. Before I get into my next topic, so I believe it's Niziel's. Hey, Niziel, if I butchered your name, I'm so sorry, but Niziel's family gives you like a big shout out. He goes, great show. And also Shantae
Wisby. Oh yeah, appreciate you. Yeah. Them Wisbies. Yeah,
Shantae Wisby.
Yeah, Shantae
Charity and Elijah. Yes, yes, the heart.
Yeah, you gotta put the heart up. Yeah.
There we go.
Wait, let's screenshot this. Let's get a screenshot. Gotta get a
Aaliyah, get the screenshot.
Yeah, get the screenshot.
So you know what? I do want to say that I'm a thespian. I was in the magnet program, like in middle school and high school, elementary, middle, and high school.
Yeah.
And I did musical theater. I did drama. I did all of that. And it's like, I never really envisioned there being a festival dedicated to like the art space as far as what you're doing.
Yes.
So for me, it was like the late 1990s, early 2000s. That was my time. But again, like what I said, you doing this right now, I just never envisioned a festival dedicated to the youth.
Yeah.
So really admirable. And thank you so much. So now, as far as this year's lineup, what can we expect?
Oh, a lot. We've okay. This one thing I will say, we actually added a new film category, because before we had short films, short webs, and short documentaries. But this year we added actually music videos. And the reason why I did that because the reason why is that because music videos, when it comes to the young rappers out here and the young artists, they're definitely catered more into that. And there's a lot of more artists coming out. One day is a new artist from here, So I definitely wanted to cater to that new generation, and that's why, again, iGen is what it is. It stands for I as in me and Gen as in generation. So it's always going to be a new generation of filmmakers, directors, writers, fashion designers, actors, what name you. So this is the prominent reason why I added that. Also, we're going to have the same thing that everybody is familiar and love with. We're going to have our master classes when it comes to our directing. And we have actually Antoine Smith. He's an amazing director that directed a plethora of films, music videos for high class, artists. And that's another thing. We bring people that are in the industry that are doing something. So these kids just don't come out here and just learning from whoever. No, these are people that are going to help you throughout your career. So again, it's like getting the festival from like, the ABFFs or the Sundance or the Canes Festival, getting that type of skills and techniques and then bringing it into the youth. So that's the whole reason why. So, and then again, we have our Mama Just Talk. And that talk always gets everybody excited, because a lot of people, I'm going to be honest, a lot of people, at least with some artists, they forget about their parents. And those are the people that really supported you when nobody else wanted to support you. So I definitely wanted to give my moms a shout out to, also a little nugget I'm going to put for after the next 2 years, I'm trying to implement a dad section too. Because it's a funny thing. A lot of people a lot of people just think I just have my mom in my life, but my dad's always been in my life all my life. So he's just a quiet dude. He's in the back. He don't say much. But I'm also going to bring the dads out there too, because a lot of single dads, a lot of dads in the family household that do support the kids. So yeah, it's a jam pack this year. Jam pack. Also, we have the next gen panel. Charity, you was an ambassador for which year? Which year was it? 2019?
I was last year.
It was last year, right? Listen. So Charity, this festival, I think 4 years now? 3 to 4 years?
Yeah, ever since I started acting. So that's 4 years. Yeah.
About 4 years. Oh
my gosh, I love it.
And these are the relationships that I'm talking about. People come back each year because they understand it's bigger than us. It's bigger than me. Even though I'm the founder of this festival, even though I created it, it's still bigger than me. Honestly, is if I can create something for the youth, And if they can get something out of it and then go back home, create with their friends, create with other people, and then submit to other festivals or mines, that's what's important is we get it, but then what happens after the fact? What is going on? Are these kids actually getting jobs and things like that? And Charity can definitely speak to that because after the festival, this girl been working.
Ooh, she's on fire, huh?
Oh yeah, working. Come on now.
So Charity, like, how did you know you wanted to get into this industry?
So the truth is, I made a Girl Scout video to just try to get selling cookies and all that stuff. And then it went viral. So me and my dad went to the Stephen Colbert show. We were on radios, a whole bunch of stuff. And when I went on the Stephen Colbert show, he told me after we were done that I have something and I should try out acting. Mind you, I was super shy. I could not even get on the stage. I was shivering. I just had major stage fright. But when I tried it out, I started doing acting classes. I started getting more comfortable with other people. It was just a great experience. So from then, I did IMTA, which is basically where I forgot what it stands for, but you go on stage and you do a monologue and a whole bunch of stuff, and that's where you get your agents, managers, a whole bunch of stuff. And then it just took off from there. So I started doing iGen, and it was just a great experience. And yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're natural. You're a natural. I don't feel any kind of fear or fright or anxiety. You're like a total natural in front of the camera. Okay. Okay. Now, so Stitches from 103.5 The Beat, she's going to be moderating the panel that you're going to be sitting on, right?
Yeah.
So what can we expect from the panel talk?
Yes. So it's actually the one that she's going to be the surprise guest on is the Women Behind the Lens. So that one is another one that I wanted to put in the forefront because, again, this industry is predominantly ran by males. You know, we all know this. But there are a lot of other females out there behind the cameras doing DP and work, doing the hard, gritty work. And I definitely wanted to put them on the forefront. So this is actually the first year I'm going to be a part of the panel because each year I'm like, let me be part of the panel. I know I'm a guy, but, I just want to chime in some different nuggets here and there just to show them what's going on. But this year we're going to get the same thing. We're going to get we have this one director that she's a self-proclaimed independent filmmaker when it comes to she shoots everything, she edits all her stuff, she writes it, she produces it, everything. We also have a key producers that's in the industry right now that are producing a lot of other films that you will be seeing in 2 years from now. So it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of nuggets. It's going to be a lot of things that you're going to learn in the inside of the industry. Because again, I want to give these kids everything behind the curtains. Because we get a lot of things that's in the front of the curtains of what's going on, but we never see, what executive producer that director had to talk to. We never see what the writer, what, studio heads, how many studio heads said, no, we can't do that script. Oh, wait another year. We don't see, what the contracts looks like, and that's what I'm trying to dive into to show these kids. Oh, as you can see in the video, we had a bunch of kids there. And it's so great because they're soaking all this in, they're learning oh my God, I can make, now these kids realizing oh, I can make a Marvel film now, or I can make a Black Panther film. It's easy. I just got to get this, I'm trying to make soldiers out here, filmmaking soldiers. We need more of them in the industry.
You are making soldiers.
Yes.
You definitely are. And again, it starts at a young age. I mean,
exactly.
One of my biggest idols is Zendaya. I think I'm saying her name wrong, but I used to watch her on Disney and look at her now.
Yeah, same here. I did every dance move, by the way. Yeah, I was in it.
Even Ariana Grande. What? Look at them now.
Yes.
Even Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. They were first on Disney. And look at them now. So wait, Michelle goes, kudos to you, Elijah. iGen is awesome. Yeah, you're so supportive. Definitely very supportive. It's so great what you're doing. Again, it has to start somewhere. Yes. Heart, definitely. It has to start somewhere. And when you saw that, what a smart, beautiful young princess.
Thank you.
Bow, 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 bow.
How can we find tickets and get more information?
Yes, so you can go on our website, www.igenfilmfestival.info. That's information, but I had to spell it out for you guys. Or you can go on our our Instagram at iGen Film Festival. We also have a YouTube channel, also iGen Film Festival. I believe we have a Twitter at iGen Film Festival. So yeah, but yeah, if you go on our Instagram, then you can go into about the event. You can also go to our Eventbrite to get the tickets. Also, one thing, guys, I want y'all to realize this is free for everybody. This is a free film festival. Yes.
Where is it? Where is it? Tell us where it's at.
At the Lyric Theater in Overtown. It's starting tomorrow, guys. Bright and early, 11 a.m. We have our welcoming to everybody, so it's gonna be really dope. But it's gonna be at the Historical Lyric Theater in Overtown. Yes, Historical Lyric Theater, built in 1913. By the way, a little nugget. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, I've been there. They've done a really good job renovating and revamping. Yeah. And when does it end? So it kicks off tomorrow.
Yeah,
and when
it kicks off tomorrow, and then it ends on Sunday. So the first day, which is tomorrow, is going to be our Real to Real Youth Day. So that's the day that we cater mostly and everything to the kids. So we're going to have our next gen panel. We're also going to have a film screening for some of the films that we selected, our short films. We're also going to have a master class with acting. And we also going to have some more film screenings here and there. And then on Friday, that's when we're going to have our kind of regular day when it comes to more film screenings, more masterclass, more talkbacks. And we have a special performance by Queen K. I got to shout out Queen K real quick, but this is a new thing that we added. We also have different performers too. So for next year, we're going to have do a competition to where local artists or any outside of Florida that can come in and perform at the fest. Because again, we're implementing more music videos and more music into this. And then we're going to end it off on Sunday with our Momagers panel and brunch. So
yeah. And so Crystal Thompson, she goes, super, super proud of my great niece Charity. Yes. Okay, Crystal Thompson, thank you so much. Here it is. And then Niki Stubbs goes, you're appreciated, Mr. Wells. Thank you for all you do for our babies. And I pray God continue to bless you through all your endeavors. Yes. Thank you, Niki.
Sending all that love back to you, girl. Sending all that back to you. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I'm going to, it's on Friday. I do want to make it out there. So I will definitely attempt to be there on Friday. Thank you so much for what you're doing for our youth. And the thing is, it's 2022. There's so much video games and social media. There's like so much distraction. But with your platform, you're keeping our youth focused on their talents and their gifts.
Yes.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All I need is the support and love, and we can keep this thing rolling. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
We're going to keep this rolling. We're going to broadcast it and bring more awareness. And we'll see you this weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Charity Joy.
Yeah.
Okay, Elijah, thank you. And y'all, so again, this month, it's Domestic Violence and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And our next guest, she'll be sharing her story of being a survivor of both and how she was able to find self-love and how she's able to help you all and maybe someone that you know find self-love and freedom from whatever they're going through as far as this circumstance. So Nikki Story, thank you so much for being our guest tonight. Happy Hump Wednesday. How's your Wednesday going?
I'm here. It's okay. It started.
Look, any day above ground is a great day.
Oh, absolutely. That, you know what? I concur. Absolutely.
Yes. When everybody says to me, "Oh, how's your day going?" I'm like, "It's great because I'm breathing, I'm living, and I'm 6 feet above ground." Thanks for asking.
You better know it.
Yes. So tell us a bit about your background.
Well, girl, first of all, Miss Joy is a tough act to follow, but it was truly a pleasure to meet you, girl.
Yes.
I'm just okay. So my name is Niki LOVE Stubbs. I am a mother of 6 and I'm married. I am a world-class champion of breast cancer, and I overcame domestic abuse. I am a registered nurse, BSN, currently in school for my master's, family nurse practitioner, super excited. Um, I work for one of the most famed hospitals here in South Florida as a labor and delivery nurse. 2020, I was Nurse of the Year, as we could see.
Woo! Yes, boo! Yes!
So I'm super excited, especially for everything that I've been through and God's faith and grace. So I appreciate that.
Yes, I read your bio, I read your story, and tell us about your journey with love, with life after love. And I know love has a certain meaning, so
Yes.
tell us a journey of life after love and the meaning of love.
Will do. So I'm glad you asked that. So a lot of people hear life after love, and it's like, what is life after love? And when they say that, they're thinking about the euphoric love you have for someone or something. But it's more to that than me, for me. So life after love, it symbolizes literally overcoming virtually everything. No matter what, I still face adversities, but now I have the mindset to overcome them better. People get caught up into seeing the polished me and like, oh, thinking it's over, but it's not. In this pivotal point in my life, I face even more challenges. But now I'm better equipped. So I travel a long and arduous road, and it wasn't easy for me to get here. And I'm not saying that I can't even guarantee that I can get people to experience what I experienced or get them through it, but I am here to assist them, on the healing journey and self-love journey.
Yeah. Girl, like what I said, I read your journey. So, wait, we have a comment. Hold on. We have a comment. So wait, Crystal Thompson, blessings to you, Miss Nikki. Thank you so much, Crystal.
Likewise, sweetie.
I just want to say, for some people, it's so hard to be vulnerable because of our past. So I'm applauding you for being open, being so courageous, because I know you've been through so much, and you're sharing your journey with other people that are hesitant on facing the truth or being honest with their truth. So thank you for being vulnerable, because for some people it's so difficult, and I am some people. So now the next question is, so 36% of women are subjected to domestic violence. What are some signs that women should be looking out for?
So with me, for me, it starts with the individual. This started ever since I was a little girl. I witnessed sexual, physical, and mental and emotional abuse and with the women in my family. I watched a man kick my mom's tooth out from the root of her mouth. So that traumatic event was there subconsciously in the back of my head. I experienced rejection, fear it was my mom. My mom was the first person that ever hurt my feelings. And so and I think that I'm not going to say that we all, but I think most people have a void. I had a void in my heart, an emptiness in my heart, and I was seeking this love that I once had. And I probably was 5, but listen to me, Nikki, I knew exactly what was going on when my family was torn apart. Okay. And then a lot of times we do things in front of kids and we think because they're little, they don't know, and it's not true. So it's as far as telling a person the signs, I think my abusers, I had 2 that was very, very abusive to me. They put on a good show. Beautiful, handsome. They know it was, and I had a love for money. My thing was I messed with a lot of guys that sold drugs. So it was right now money, and I was willing to do whatever it was. So, it wasn't so much them showing me signs at first, because I thought if you didn't beat me, you didn't love me. And I know as many of us think like that out here. I don't know if you heard, but this generation, a lot of these young ladies, they encourage toxic relationships. So your man grabbing you, telling you come here. Yeah, your man grabbing you, telling you to come here. or calling you every other name except the one that your mom gave you. That's something.
Is that Cardi B or Meg Stallion? Where are they getting this from?
I don't know.
Is it?
But they're encouraging it.
Nicki Minaj? Like, what the hell? Okay, go ahead.
No, but they're liking it.
It's not a joke.
Honestly, and they see some of their favorite stars who, put up with it. So it's a lot that you can teach a person, you can, and your household can be the best, but your child biggest influence to me is when they go out in that world. And the only thing we could do is pray that they take heed of what you tried to teach them. So only thing I can say is, for one, if you're going to call me anything but honey or baby or whatever, I know that is a sign. You feel the need to put your hands on me or your tone change. That is a sign. And I think as women, and I'm not saying men don't experience it, but as women, we need to meet men in all seasons of their emotions. Of course, the beginning is beautiful and blissed, but how do he react when he's upset, when he's angry? So for me, it's just more so childhood and traumatic, and men go through things too, but everybody don't know how to deal with certain situations, so it causes toxicity. I'm sorry, I kept going on, but yeah.
No, it's okay. No, we need to hear this, and I guess like if it's an unsettling feeling, if something isn't right, then
but we got to convince ourselves that it is right. Okay, so let me tell you. So that was one of the things with me. As women, we are emotional creatures, right? So if something is not right, and maybe he raised his voice, we make excuses for why he did that. Maybe he had a bad day. Maybe something didn't go right. Maybe he couldn't close a deal, whatever it may do. We're doing whatever we can to try to nurture him back to good health. We want mental health. We're like, okay, we're making excuses. But my thing is now, Nikki, it's the team of me. I need to know that was not appropriate. He should not have raised his voice at me. He should not have put his hands on me. So we got to check this dude. And I'm not saying people don't change. Don't get me wrong. But I need to see that you're putting towards that effort. Let's go to counseling. Let's do something. Because again, we don't know people's childhood, right? My mother, I met the boogeyman for the first time in the comfort of my home. And my mom told me that my private belongs to her. So what she says, I need to do. Okay. So I don't know what that young man went through when he was growing up.
Right. No, this is such like a really touchy subject, I have kids. I have a boy and a girl, and I talk to them as much as I can. If they go to a friend's house, when they're at school, I try to educate them, because I think in past generations, it was a really uncomfortable conversation. So it was a conversation that wasn't had because it was like really uncomfortable. But we have to have those uncomfortable conversations with our offsprings. They need to be educated by us and not the streets,
Yes.
So I understand. Another thing is too, for some reason, I'm really hooked on these two shows on TV One. It's Fatal Attraction and For My Man. And girl, because of them shows, I'm like, what? Like, those shows are giving me like education. It's teaching me based on their real life experiences from women.
Yes.
And a majority of the shows that it's domestic violence, and they stay because they're afraid. They stay because they're in love. They stay because they feel like it's love.
Yes.
But
Nikki,
but
if you don't mind me asking, so one thing that pushed me to start telling my story was during COVID pandemic, and it scared me. I felt this blow to my body, because could you imagine the women that are being abused, how they was stuck in the homes with their abusers, with their children? Could you imagine that?
Yes.
And you want me to tell, not you personally, but you want me to tell that person when this person is with a man or a woman who feel dumped into that hole in their heart, that showed them the love that they've been seeking from a child, that makes sure they eat, sleep, that provides everything. And we just go to them and say, walk away. So my mission is to change this. I need to change your mindset, remind you of who you are, remind you that you got the fingerprints of the most divine, the most high all over your body. Yes. All of the members of your hair.
It starts with here. It starts with it's here.
That's what
it's
I'm give you. Change the mindset. Because when you change this, everything else comes to, because you started one. Because I said to myself, people, it's a serious topic. And I normally tell my story using transformational humor, if that's even a word or a setting. And, I laugh because I'm like, look, you made it this far. It would have been a disgrace to the Most High for me not to share my story. Because a lot of women feel like they can't get out of it. They feel like they can't do it. So I am here to tell them, listen, once you change this, everything else will follow.
How can the abuser realize and seek help? I mean, apparently they've been through some kind of trauma in their young life. So, and then they carried over into their adulthood. So it's like, how can a abuser identify that they have these issues and seek help for it?
Well, I know, far as women abusers, I know that they definitely need, to get in touch or get in tune with who they are and change their mindset, because somebody said some very bad things to them or did some very bad things to them, or they witness it. And I know men can be a little bit more stubborn than that. It shows signs of weakness when I go for help. When I seek help, it's weakness. And if I hit you and I make you cry, I'm a bully. You scared of me. So I'm your therapy beating on me. I'm considered your therapy. But when you mention it, and I'm just saying, and now in the Black communities, it's frowned upon. Like, why would you tell me I need to go to therapy? I'm not crazy. And it's not being crazy, I mean, it's not something that you could just, it's pretty much like coaching them into it. And I think that if you do care for that person, and I think you can come together and y'all can talk about it. But some people is just broken to non-repair, to be honest with you. And we have to accept that. Some people are broken.
Some are broken. How can they seek help if they're caught up in a situation and they feel like there's no help? What can you say to them right now? If they're watching right now, we can share this video, what can we say to our women and girls who are stuck right now in this situation?
Oh, I'm talking to myself. So this, I want to make it very clear. I am very big on the growth of mindset. You have to change your mindset. You have to know that you are worthy. You are worthy. There is nothing that you cannot overcome. You need no one but you. The moment you change your mindset, everything else follows. You need to understand that you deserve great love, divine love, that you are wonderfully and purposely made. You have a mission, and it's not to be a body bag. You have a mission, and it's not for you to be a punching bag. You need to know that you deserve that. Love has nothing to do with a fist. Love has nothing to do with someone emotionally beating you down. It has nothing to do with it. I understand totally. I really need for you to, when you have a negative thought, you need to immediately turn into something positive. Seek help within you first. Trust that you deserve much more than that, because you do. You deserve the best version of you.
Wow. Yes, you do.
Yes.
We need more mentors like you. Like, we need more of you, like on the streets, like just virtual everywhere. Oh, wow. So Michelle goes, thank you for your transparency. Your story will help others in the same situation. Yes, it will.
I hope so.
There's so many in that situation. Again, I watch all these shows and I'm petrified.
I know.
Like, I watch all these shows and I'm like, how can she not? Why is she still there? Why didn't she go to the cops? Why didn't she try to escape? But I know it's all mental, and I know it's confusion at the same time. It's wanting to be loved. It's all of that, you know. Like as women, we want to be loved. We want to be taken care of. We want to be nurtured. Like, it's so misconstrued though. When it comes to violence, it's so misconstrued. So, thank you for being an advocate. Thank you for breaking free from particular shackle. Thank you for changing your life around. Thank you for realizing. I'm happy that you're here, because there's some women, they don't make it. They don't survive, but you made it. You're here. You made it, and you're able to share your story, and you're able to change lives. And we need more of you like this to spread the word. So what would you tell your younger self, and how old would you be?
I will be 5, and I would tell her just as simple as, it's going to be okay. You are loved, you are beautiful, and it will be okay. You did nothing wrong. You did not deserve none of that. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I actually talked to my 5-year-old self in therapy the other night.
Oh, I love it. No, we have to sometimes.
Yes, but it's going to be okay.
You know, there's certain things in our lives that leaves an impression that we'll never forget, no matter how old we are.
Okay. Yeah.
4, 10, 18, 20, 35, 45, 80. There's going to be something in our lives that we'll never forget, because that one thing left an impression.
Oh, yeah.
We'll never forget.
Yep.
So, Nikki, how can we find you and your story?
I am on social media right now. I'm on TikTok, IG, and Facebook as I Am Life After Love. And I post positive reels, motivational reels, and my PR will book me to do speaking engagements. So anyone, they're open to, I'm open. Like DM me, call me, whatever. Just if you want me to actively listen, that'll be fine. I have no problem with that, but I'm here.
Yeah, okay. So I will follow you definitely on TikTok.
Likewise.
Big shout out to your children. You're like an inspiration to them, because you're very open. You made yourself really vulnerable. You've layered down those walls, and they see what you went through in your past life to where you are right now. Yeah. So you are their hero, and I just want to applaud you for that. Thank you so much for showing them that they're not deserving of that kind of lifestyle. Yeah, they're not, and you're showing them that. Yes. Yeah. So, Nikki, thank you so much. You are a survivor. Thank you for being an advocate and a voice. You are a domestic violence survivor and a breast cancer survivor.
Yes.
You are a double threat, is what they call it. Survivor. You're a double threat.
Yes.
So, thank you so much. I will be follow. I do follow your page right now. I'll follow you on TikTok, and thank you so much. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. And y'all, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Again, please comment for your chance to win your Duke and Dame whiskey bottle. Just name a Black-owned restaurant within South Florida, and that's it. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.